Alright guys, so this is part 2 of me setting up and showing you the firmware update that I done, and that I had put my own boot logo onto the ts100 soldering iron. So all I'm going to do now, I'm going to pause the video and plug in this 24 volt power adapter to the back of this right here of the ts100, and then I'll show you what it looks like when it turns on. Alright guys, so now I'm going to plug it in. I'm going to try to get this all in one shot. It's just hard because I'm having to hold the camera and I don't have nobody to help, so plug it in, and there we have it. So now it came up. Let me unplug it so I can show you really quick what it looks like. There goes the boot. You just seen the boot screen? Hold on, let me do it one more time. Take it out. Okay, boot screen right there. You just seen it looked like a little soldering iron, basically. That's what I made the that's what I made for my boot loader, or boot image, basically the custom boot image. So plug it in, and then, oh man, there, see, you just right there, you just seen it a second ago. I'm gonna do it one more time. There it goes. That is the soldering iron that I designed, or I made a picture of. So now that is plugged in, and I can set it up to turn on so that way it can heat up. So all I do is press A again, and that'll heat up the soldering iron, and then you'll be able to see the temperature rise. There it goes. I just pressed A, and now the temperature is rising really quick, and it is 390, 319, 320, and I can smell the heat coming off of it right now. So I know that it is heating up to that exact temperature that it's saying. And remember, I was telling you that it should be able to heat up to past 400, I believe. It's at 320 on and off. But let me see if I can bring it up. 322, 324. So just pressing A, it seems like it's bringing up the temperature. Remember, I told you guys that it can heat up to, I believe it was 350 for when you first buy the ts100. See 350 right there, 351. So now I should be able to get up to 450, I believe. So I'm just going to keep on pressing the A button to bring up the temperature. Let's see if we can at least get up to 400. For 390, 398, 399, 400, 42, 6, not 10, 12. Just keep tapping. I'm trying to get to that 450. And it seems like it's doing pretty good. There it goes, 450. And you can see that I stopped pressing the button, so it's probably just trying to heat up to that temperature right now. And yep, you can even see the smoke coming off of the tip. So it is getting hot. Let me just make sure it doesn't burn me. But as you can see, it's at 427, 427, 28, and it's still smoking because it's still heating up. 430, almost right there. 429. It's on borderline of like 400. There you go, 430. So it's getting up there, so it may be able to get up to that 450, which would be pretty good. I mean, I don't know. I was doing okay with just it going up to like 300, I believe, but it is good that it can heat up even higher than the original set firmware that came with the TS100. So we're at 470, 450, 350. I guess it's just bouncing up and down, shutting off and turning on. It's on sleep mode right now because I haven't used it. So since I wasn't using it, it had went on sleep mode basically. And I know it has an accelerometer in it, I believe, that can know where you're moving, like you're using it and moving it around and stuff. So we're at 431, 432. I'm moving it around a little bit just to let it see that I'm trying to act like I'm using it. I'm not soldering anything right now, it's just I want to make sure that it does stay up to a good temperature here. I'm sorry if the light is flashing, it's because that LCD has like a little bit of a piece of plastic plexiglass on the screen to keep it covered up, so it's reflecting the light on my phone. Okay, so we're at 433, 34. If I just jerk it around a little bit, it'll keep on trying to get up to that 450, I think. It's just because it needs to know that I'm using the soldering iron, like I'm trying to use it to solder something. So if it doesn't feel any movement, then it's gonna just go to sleep. Basically, it'll be on sleep mode, and that's just to save battery power, basically, because it thinks that it's being connected instead of this plug that I have it connected to. It thinks it's being connected to a plug that has a battery on it. So they have a factory protection setting on it that will keep you from killing the battery when you're not actually using the soldering iron. But since I'm acting like I'm using it, that's why it's keeping up to that 435, 34. So it's going to keep on rising as long as I'm moving it. But so I already got this one set up. So I went past that 350, I believe, that was originally set for when it came with the soldering iron. So that firmware did upload and update like I was showing you on part 1. So it is working just fine. And I'll be able to actually use it to solder if I want to. So now that we're done with that, I'm going to start working on my the first black TS100 next. And you don't have to, I'm probably not going to make a video about that because there's really no point since I made a video about this one since it was my newest one. But the only reason the video is still being recorded is because I'm just trying to see or show you guys that the temperature still is rising. It's still past 350. And you can see that it's trying to get up to that 450 that I had it set to. And we're at 436, 37, 38-ish. So I'm going to just cut the video now because I don't want to drag this out. I know you guys are probably getting tired of waiting anyway. I don't want to make videos super long anyway. So thank you for watching if you did. And if you want to see another video or tutorial or like a DIY video, let me know because that's basically all I've ever been into, is doing DIY projects like this, basically. And if you're wondering, you can get this ts100 from like Amazon for like 70 to 80 bucks, I believe. And what's good about it is this one came with the 24 volt, because it uses 24 volts to turn it on. It has its own power supply that came with it, and you can also purchase different soldering tips for this specific soldering iron. And they have different ones where they have different tips, like it's not a, they have some that aren't a full like needle like this point is, like a pen or a pencil. So you can get other ones if you wanted to, and all you gotta do is just unscrew, just like how I did. I unscrewed that, if I could show you, that screw right there, and the screw on the back over here. So this screw right here unleashed the soldering iron tip, and I was able to replace the tip with a brand new one that I already had. So that one is brand new, just like how I replaced both of the tips that I already had just inside of the packages. Both of the blue one that I have here and the black one, just to make sure both of them was working good. So now I have two really good soldering irons. I have actually 4 of the, not of this one specifically, but 2 of this one and then 2 other different ones. So I really have been into soldering and designing like circuit boards and stuff like that. So you can see it almost at 440 here. So it's getting up there. It's just taking its time because this is the first time that it had to get up to that temperature. So maybe it's just trying to understand what it's doing. I don't really know. But since it's a new firmware, maybe it just doesn't fully understand what it needs to do. So it's taking it a second to get up to 450 basically. But I have no doubt in my mind that it will definitely get up to that 450. It's just going to take time to get there. We can see that it's almost at 440. And I'll give it about maybe like 2 more minutes before it gets to 440. But I'm going to cut out the video because I don't want to drag this out like I was mentioning. But yes, if you want to get one of these, which I would recommend anybody to do, if they're thinking about designing their own circuits or wanting to work on something that is their electronic, like a TV or a laptop, or even their 3D printer, I would recommend the ts100 soldering iron to start off with. This is definitely a hobbyist and a good beginner soldering iron. And I also have recommendations about what soldering iron wire that I actually like, that I use on a regular basis. So if you guys want to know more, let me know in the comments down below and I'll make more videos about it. Thank you for watching. I appreciate anybody looking at my video. And I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye.